Fuck yeah!
It's Duck Sandwich Films. Can you say that?
Huh?
Duck Sandwich Films. It's Duck Sandwich Films.
Now what?
Can you say it's Duck Sandwich Films on camera?
It's Duck Sandwich Still.
Yeah, man. Woo!
Yo, mom in the fucking stand! They try to disrespect me in my house and grab a fucking remote control. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Josh Cameron. Welcome to the ntFace ckAss project. See, I came up with that name because I was originally going to call it Pretentious Mess. It's a play off words of pretentiousness. But I realized I ain't no hay fake, so I fucking decided to put cunt in the name of my podcast because I don't want to ever make money off of anything. Oh man, this is like the 18th. Actually, you know what? Over the past like 5 years, I think this is about like the 800th time I've attempted a podcast. Not that it matters, but yeah. Anyways, oh man, how are you doing? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how I'm doing. You know what I do give a shit about, though? The fucking piece of shit, fucking dirtbag, fucking Watch Mojo. You see, I don't have the balls to be a fucking weeb, like fully. I totally want to get into anime at some point, but I just don't want. I just don't want to be that guy. I watched One Punch Man. That's pretty good shit. And also OG fucking Fist of the North Star. It's my shit. Fucking I can't even do it. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to wake up my neighbors. It's kind of fucked up how Kenshiro would go on to fuck that child. He just waited till she turned 18. But we're in but if you're in post-apocalyptic Mad Max Japan, is it really an age limit? That's not for me to decide, though. I don't know. I'm just digging a hole already. We're only not even 3 minutes into this. Okay. But anyways, I normally I get my fix. I normally get my fix off of the old anime from like Watch Mojo and shit. It's like it was some thumbnail of some chick getting fucking ramrodded by an octopus or something like that. There's this fucking animation from, I don't know if it was from the 80s, the 60s, or the 50s. Rockets and Pepsi Max. But it's literally the story of Hiroshima, and it's beautifully animated. It's really well made, but it is fucking horrendous. Because literally the story is Hiroshima. It just shows what happened there. It exemplifies how fucked up in the ass Japan got from the fucking A-bomb. But they show what happens when the bomb gets dropped, and it shows like people having fun and shit, and it's all like on film, like anime, so it's like super detailed, and it's like the bomb hits, and then you start seeing like babies fucking in their faces melting and their eyeballs and shit, like really fucking accurate, unfortunately, yet harrowing fucking shit. And then some kid, like his parents died in a fire. I seen this when I was in like this must be 2012. I must have been like 18, and I was my first year smoking weed. And yeah, I would just see this fucking thumbnail, and you might have seen it. I don't know the name of the anime. I don't want to fucking look it up because I don't want to see any of this shit. But yeah, it just this fucking melted fucking baby, which, you know, that's all fine and good if it's a Guar lyric, but what if you're accurate? Making excuses for Guar, but not for this anime not for this fucking film that it just is accurate. That's one thing I find interesting about anime, though. If you notice, like, there's a lot more dark shit than there is happy shit. That probably sounds terrible, me picking that up, but like, you ever notice, like, it's always about, like, I don't know. I think they're still pissed about that. If I was like an American, I'd look out just in case. I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah, point being, even though it's morally just, I don't want to see melted fucking babies on on my YouTube feed. Speaking of YouTube, if you are unfamiliar with me, I don't even know if I introduced myself yet. My name is Josh Cameron. I've been on YouTube for about 10 years and not very successful at it. It's not even that. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with luck, and I can't say that, but because I don't know the other side of it, the successful side of it. But like a lot of people will tell you, like a lot of people who got big on YouTube will tell you that it's like it's all luck. Especially if you make shows that are named like cunt face fuck ass. Actually, you know, the cool thing about YouTube, even though like it can go fuck itself because I don't get any views and I'm probably not ever gonna, but man, when nobody watches your videos, they really don't give a fuck what you do, though. Unless if it's, like, really bad. There's a video, I don't even know if it's still, I might have deleted it, but it was not taken down. There's a video on my YouTube channel, It's Stuck Sandwich Films, which I uploaded in, like, 2012, once again. The year of our Lord, as Spike Lee would say. But yeah, no, there's a video of me jerking off that's like been up on YouTube for like fucking 6-8 years. It's like, I said it was just the behind the scenes of it, but I was really, I was under the influence of something and I just went underneath a blanket with my computer and was jerking off. I was also editing at the time. I was trying to multitask, like legitimately I was trying to multitask. Oh, I gotta cut this part out. Gotta cut her all out. But no, yeah. I don't know. A lot of people probably, if they were getting into it for the wrong reasons, would not gotten to the point that I'm at now. Well, I don't even know if I'm at a point. I've been teasing some shit on, I've been trying to make shit for like months now, but I started working back shifts, so it's gotten all the hell. I didn't even realize like fucking, like the last big video I made, cause like, yeah, last big video I made was probably December, and it's like March now, I didn't even fucking know, ugh. That sounds ridiculous, I do know, but you know what I mean. Yeah, this cunt face fuck ass project is kind of an attempt to get me to make content on a regular basis in some form or fashion. So I figured, you know, I'll start off by creating one of the most unmarketable ideas for podcast ever. Not famous guy, and also, okay, I'm talking too much about the title of the show. You can tell that I'm fucking multitasking and not really paying attention. Well, actually, now that I think about it, because cunt's in the title, I might get like some sort of at least clickbaited like feminist or something. I don't know. I thought I started off, I don't know, I started off strong, talking about melted baby faces, now I just keep on trying to find excuses to say cunt. Okay, well, there it is. Okay, full disclosure here, or maybe it isn't, because I'm gonna, I mentioned my back shift job. I'm not gonna say what it is fully because I don't want this associated with any of that shit, but well, actually, let me think about this for a sec. Maybe there's a way I can figure this out and word it properly. Fuck it. I work at
Atlanta Falcons.
but not with the
Denver Broncos
company. So you're just making it worse. You know, I just... But anyways, I have to interact with these fucking movie posters all the time. And what are these? There's like at least, because film has downgraded so dramatically over the past couple of years, I didn't even realize how bad it was. Fucking, where's this movie, The Hustle? Rebel Wilson just came out with a movie, and I haven't seen a single clip of it. I've only seen the poster, which Isn't It Romantic, and also a movie with Anne Hathaway and her called The Hustle, which just by telling of the poster, it's them. They're in like a gold thing. They're wearing fancy clothes and they have like champagne and shit. And it looks like the cover of. This is one thing I don't get with female comedians. Whenever they do like the bling thing, like they it looks like they're flexing as if they were a rapper or something like that. But it's supposed to be funny. Like Melissa McCarthy did it a bunch, and I don't get it. Why? Because you're a fat white chick in her mid-40s. I don't expect you to have money or something. Like, I expect you to be an asshole with money. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably would expect you to be an ass. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but the point is, fuck Rebel Wilson. I'm rebelling against her getting all these fucking roles. This is some. It's like she's like a younger, more fuckable Melissa McCarthy, but that's only because you're comparing the two. It's I mean, like, if I had a choice, obviously Anne Hathaway. You see, the worst part about this The Hustle movie, it's gonna be all like, you know how movies are nowadays, all going out of its way to do shit. Honestly, it's probably not even gonna be that bad, but it after Dark Knight Rises. If Anne Hathaway's, and I don't care if this sounds sexist or not, I don't think all women should be treated this way, but Anne Hathaway, ever since she was in Dark Knight Rises, I feel it should be mandatory for her to wear that fucking Catwoman outfit, like, a certain percentage of the year. She looked fucking amazing in that. But no, yeah, interacting with, actually, you know what, I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna react to it. I don't know how this is gonna work. Joe Rogan does this all the time, so I should have no problem doing it. Joe Rogan eats elk penis back in 2002 or whatever the fuck that was. I can do it too. No, I don't know. Totally forgot what I was fucking looking up. Okay, The Hustle. Trailer. And you know what? Hey, if this turns out to be good, this will just expose me as a fucking, if not anything, stupid.
I'll just get a glass of water, please. I have to save all my money because I'm here to find my sister. She's been taken.
Taken? Like
by men who sell hot white virgins to cajillionaires on yachts.
I am very moved by your story. Order anything you like.
I'll have a club sandwich and an order of fries, 2 slices of cake. Do you want any cake?
No.
3 slices of cake and a Diet Coke.
Impressive.
I'm a con artist.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I don't know how to feel about it. I'm only 30 minutes in. I'm at the Metro Goldwyn Mayer, John Mayer fucking screen here. And so, like, I don't know how to feel. I'm just gonna let it go.
I had no idea how small time I was until I met you.
Penny, why are women better suited to the calm than men?
Because we're used to faking it.
Because no man will ever believe a woman is smarter than he is.
I don't think this is done ironically. If this was done ironically, it would be fine.
Is it valuable?
$500,000.
I like it because it's shiny.
I could be the partner you never knew you needed. Teach me your sugar baby ways. Take this to the guest room, butlery person.
First, listen. There's nothing more compelling to a man than a vulnerable woman. Observe.
Wow, you can just tear up like that. Can you make the tear roll down your cheek? Oh.
Now you try. Are you constipated?
Oh, there's a lot of on-the-nose jokes here. I mean, it's better than what I'm doing. I can't even fucking find time.
Men always underestimate it, and that is what we use.
So apparently, this is a combination of the movie The Sting and the Louis C.K. Rolling Stone article. I will say this: Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson, even just in this trailer, I do feel that they have chemistry. There's something there, but like these jokes are falling pretty fucking flat.
Flat-chested.
I don't know what I was expecting, to be completely honest. I was expecting something horrific, and I just got something kind of ass. I mean, it's not for me. I can admit that, you know. And hey, if you're a lady, I don't know why the fuck you're listening to this, but you're in good spirits, so kudos to you. I get it. I just want to say to all women in the media, I get it. I get it. So they're just manipulating people, and I'm not gonna say like I could criticize that and be like, oh well, they're just manipulating. That's the fucking point. I'm not gonna be a fucking idiot about that. You know, there's a lot of people like. I'm against this whole, like, obvious pandering inclusivity shit and, you know, social justice warrior shit and all this fucking obvious political agendas just being inserted into shit. I don't necessarily feel that here. I mean, you could really analyze it. It's like, oh, well, it's a movie about women, so... That's a bit silly, because there's a lot of people, I've seen people be like that, where it's just like, well, if it was, and it's just like, you could apply that to like so many different things that's out there. You don't even need to apply it here, which I don't think it needs to be applied here. Like any like award show or anything like that, where it's all like, I don't want to get into that. This spring, they're giving dirty, rotten men a run for their money. It should be dirty, rotten scoundrels, wouldn't it? This is kind of like a female dirty, rotten scoundrels, isn't it? I forget what the plot of that is. All I remember is them being like British and dicks. And for the record, it is a lot harder to try and impress a wealthy dowager in order to get her fucking sweet cash to get into that ass than it would be to just lead rich guys on. It's kind of, even if they are dicks, I mean, it's pretty just, you know, I always say this, it's a seller's market out there. Revel in it, and have in it, can't have it anymore. Okay, you know what? That's fair. You know what? I kind of renege on my previous things, but I don't think that movie looks very funny though from the trailer. I just was using that to get my shit in. I just realized I'm as bad as Ben Shapiro. No, I try to listen to him because I'm my political belief is was it like I'm a centurion, I'm a senator. I'm I'm neither left or right because I want to be omnipotent, which makes me feel that I'm right all the time. Yeah, because I'm an incredibly insecure man. I tried to watch his thing, and he shut down this debater where he was like, he broke it down. It was on like abortion. And he essentially made the argument of like, as long as I got no problem, as long as you just admit that you don't have a problem with killing babies or something like that. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I really don't care. I'm okay with it. Because everybody asked me. Fuck, man. That's not so much as funny as much as me just being questionable morally, I guess. Fuck it. I mean, I could go into like a whole overpopulation thing, but I'm still on the fence on that because I'm on the fence on everything. You should move to Switzerland. Oh man. Fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know, I was listening to some Blood Sugar Sex Magic the other day. It's a pretty darn good rock and or roll record, I find. I'm sure there's a couple people out there that agree with me. That was I kind of, my sister was really into the Red Hot Chili Peppers. She had like 90% of their discography in physical form back in the early 2000s, and and fuck, I gotta not hit the table. I just gotta rearrange my ball sack here right quick. I'm wearing Zuba's unofficial podcast sponsor. It's a green, black and white zebra print, so it looks like cactus candy. I only know what that is because that one Simpsons joke. But yeah, man, Red Hot Chili Peppers for like the past, like, it's been like 15 years now. They've like really kind of sucked. It's weird. Like I grew up listening to their like songs about like having big dicks and shit. Like before like Californication, like most of their songs were about fucking. Like jungle. I am a jungle man. I am a jungle man. That's some good shit. But yeah, they started doing this weird like mellowed out. I don't know. I think the perfect example of a band that sounded a lot better when they did drugs. It's kind of an unfortunate thing. Not to say that they're not, you know, talented. I like Flea still, and I like Will Ferrell. That's an easy. Everyone knows that joke, Josh. Don't do that. But yeah. They really kind of. We just kind of downhill after that album. That album's almost 30 years old. I grew up with a bunch of, you know, millennials because apparently I am one too, and like there was a bunch of people like there was since I'm in Canada, I don't know who I'm reaching to with this, but there was like this group of popular people. It was like hipster chicks, and in Canada, you think in Canada it's different than the US because the actual jocks of your high school is the hockey team. You think it'd be the football team, but nah, not really. It was kind of like that was kind of a mixed bag in the particular, but yeah, so like, yeah, so I was pretty sociable. I ended up talking to, mainly because I wanted to fuck the chicks there, the hipster chicks. But you know, talking to a couple of guys play hockey. There was this one guy in particular who didn't even know like old Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was just like, dude, did you just listen from like Californication? and upwards, which I'm sure is fun. I'm sure a lot of people do that. Not everyone goes super fucking nerd like when they get into something, and that's totally fine. But I couldn't comprehend it because I'm a fucking hipster piece of shit. But yeah, no, I showed him like old stuff, and he was kind of like almost laughing at it. Like I showed him their music video for "True Men Don't Kill Coyotes," which is probably not the best thing to show somebody. Be like, hey, you ever listen to the old stuff? And just see all these twacked out fucking guys on rubbing themselves in what is it, fucking glow paint. There's Jeff Hardy about to fucking come in drunk to Victory Road and fucking throw his t-shirt, but not throw his t-shirt. Yeah. Yeah, if you like anything from Californication's a good album, but I think a lot of it's like if I have to hear Other Side one more goddamn time, and if I have to hear Macklemore fucking or somebody else use it for a fucking rap beat, get the fuck out of here with that, or whoever the fuck's rapped over it. I don't care who did, even if they are somebody I liked. Macklemore I'm sure he's a nice fella, but I hated him in high school, and it got worse after he made that fucking thrift fucking. It's just like some people's existence is supposed to be in spite of me, and I think he might be on that list. You know, I actually had a couple minutes to think about it, and you know, fuck that movie, because Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a good movie, and that does not look like a good movie, so it's doing the original a disservice. Okay? Can we get... There's so... Why don't you just come up with a new story that does what you're trying to do, you know? There's such a lack of creativity out there nowadays, which actually brings me back to one of my original points about the YouTube. Oh man, I fucking hate YouTube. YouTube's a fucking dog shit website. There needs to be a new YouTube, but people are too set in their ways, so it probably isn't gonna happen. Fucking, there's really creative people out there. More specifically me, and and I don't know, I feel like I have some ideas that I really like and I want to do, but like I this past year created this show, Extreme Championship Beer Pong, which is a parody of ECW to a degree. Like their TV show was edited really specifically, and it's just me and my buddies playing beer pong, but we write it as if it was like a wrestling territory from like the 90s or the 80s or whatever. It's actually gotten pretty... It's going... Everything's kind of clicking with it when we end up doing stuff. But my schedule has been all fucked. Well, all of our schedules have been all fucked lately, so it's been kind of hard to throw it together. Like, I made the show take place in the year 19XX, not only to mark out to Fist of the North Star, but also because there's no way we can consistently do it. I found, so I did it because like the WrestleMania for ECW was November to Remember, and our version of it's November 2 Drunk to Remember, but you have to do it in November because, you know, the name of it. If only they called it like Cunt Face or something. That's a year-round thing you can celebrate. So that's why, so it was actually one of the smarter ideas I thought of. No, not really, because nobody really gives a shit, because nobody watches it, but... But yeah, but the thing about it is the coolest thing about the original ECW show was that they would they would do like music videos for their like a storyline, but they would cut it with like a legit song. Like for instance, and this show was on in the 90s, so it would be like, I'm trying to think of an example, like a song that somebody would know. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, but let's say it's like a music video. Let's say it's like Smells Like Teen Spirit. I think they actually did that video one time. It shows shots of the music video itself as if it was playing on MTV or whatever, but it would have cuts in it that would show the storyline. So it'd be like smash cut to Raven and Tommy Dreamer fighting at the fucking Hard Rock Cafe or some shit. interspliced with hello, and shit. But yeah, that's kind of like my favorite thing about that show, which I implemented in ECBP. But there's so much copyright music. I think the most copyright claims I got on one episode of that was like 8. And normally they're pretty cool about it. They don't necessarily block them, but I used Dick Dale's Miserloo. Or Mizulu. I think I might get it the first time. Because the ECW show is only like an hour long, and they had a whole roster of people, of professional wrestlers to highlight. So instead of doing the typical WWE thing of having someone come out during a 3-hour show and talk for 20 minutes in a fake dialogue, they would have like a compilation of interviews, and they would have Miserloo play in the background. So it'd be like some guy screaming, covered in blood, and be like in like the background shit, and it's actually pretty fucking cool. At least as it pertains to wrestling, it's a pretty inventive way to maximize your small amount of screen time that you have. Yeah, I mean, I tried to do that in the first episode of it, and it got blocked like fucking worldwide because of it, which is kind of bullshit. But I mean, isn't it for fair use? Like, if it fits, I'm not even gonna ask, but the show is high concept, and I really like that high concept. But YouTube's like, nah, B. So I think for the pay-per-views, we're probably gonna limit the copyrighted music, because there's copyright music all throughout the fucking show. Which is how ECW did it, and how a lot of wrestling territories did it. But unfortunately, in a lot of wrestling territories, they're kind of carny, so they didn't really give a shit about royalties and copyright laws. So it's kind of hard to parody that when, you live in Halifax, fucking Nova Scotia, middle of fucking... It's like Metropolis in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere, and fucking, broken shit. Then also, like, it's not like if I had a steady income from video making, I could afford the fucking music anyways, because it'd be like fucking $25,000 to use 30 seconds of fucking, I don't know, fucking House of Pain or whatever the fuck. House of Pain in my ass, more like. But I don't know, I eventually want to And if you haven't watched any Extreme Championship Beer Pong, I do suggest it because it's pretty funny. I feel the interesting thing about the show is that the storylines are made up, obviously. It's predetermined. No, it's not even predetermined. It's not even predetermined like pro wrestling is, because the fucking matches are a shoot. Which is the cool thing. That's what I think that's really cool about it, is that we do these storylines, but the matches are real. And I was thinking of, like, since right now we're parodying ECW, and ECW is my favorite wrestling promotion, and I'm a big fucking wrestling nerd, so, like, that means a lot to me. I wouldn't mind doing, like, a UFC kind of parody, because that'd be a lot more broader, and I think maybe people would get behind that a lot better. Then there's not as much fucking copyrighted music on a UFC show. I would just use the fucking that shit. I gotta fucking... But yeah, I was also thinking of doing old, like... Okay, if I had like a budget, if I had like $2 million to do like 6 ECBP episodes, I would obviously have to model it after like Raw's War or some shit, but like, or Nitro, but I think I'd get a lot more fun doing like WCW in the 80s, like Jim Crockett Promotions, where it's just a shitty TV studio with a ring in it and like a couple bleachers, and there's like a podium and shit to cut promos. And just have this image of Andy dressed like a Ric Flair, with Andy's the main cameraman for the YouTube channel, and also the reigning, defending, blah 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 ECBP world champion, whose ass I'm gonna kick when we have our fucking match. Sorry. But I just have this image of him in a fucking, like, dressed as Ric Flair with the belt, just fucking cutting like a 6-minute promo, because he is very good at cutting wrestling interviews, and he's kind of like the main focal point of the show. He's like the main bad guy and shit. I'm really kind of selling this hard. It's mainly because I kind of ran out of shit there, but I'm also very passionate about this. But I eventually want to, like, rent out the Legion and, like, actually do, like, a show, like, book, like, a show as if it was, like, because that'd be really cool, I think. I think if, like, I lit it properly and all that shit, it'd be pretty dope. But this song, that is a beautiful piece of music, and it almost makes me cry, and I don't know why. I don't give really all that much of a shit about UFC, although I do like UFC. It's just, like, it seems like for every super interesting spectacle of a pay-per-view they have like 3 that don't mean shit. As opposed to WWE, which I do watch, which most of the pay-per-views don't mean shit. But at least it's consistent. Okay, home stretch here. Okay, I took a couple minutes. Although you couldn't tell the difference because I just cut it. Somebody shared a picture of a young Robin Williams, a very hairy Robin Williams, with a quote that I am sure he did not even say. A hungry stomach, an empty wallet, and a broken heart can teach you the best lessons of life. Quote by Robin Williams. That's the most overly simplified quote I've ever heard in my entire life. Is anyone going to take inspiration from that at this point? I think people over-romanticize that guy. I mean, it comes from a good place, so maybe I don't give a shit, but I don't know. I'm just trying to go through Facebook and find shit to shit on while why am I seeing more? I'm seeing more Robin Williams on my feed. Are you trying to tell me something there, Facebook? Did Zuckerberg do it? Oh my god. Yeah. A tribute to Fleetwood. What is this? Here's an event on Facebook that I'm gonna shit on because I don't really like Fleetwood Mac. You know why I don't like Fleetwood Mac? Because a lot of people like it. That's why. Yeah. I had this fucking bitch I used to work with accused me of just not liking shit because other people liked it. And I think that's fucking bullshit, actually. I am just overtly cynical, and I kind of just shit on everything, even if I like it, okay? So, don't you fucking sit there on your fucking high horse with your fucking big ass that I really, really... so jelly that you aren't into the guys that... I think I'm giving a little too much information here. We have 40 minutes? Okay. Well, anyways, this was the first International Women's Day edition of the ntFace fuck-ass project. I kind of ran out of steam at the end there, but you didn't notice, because I cut a lot of it out. I might return next week, or in a couple days. Who knows? Who knows? The future is unreal. I keep it going really close. Fucking mama in the stands. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, rate, review, all that shit for the ntFace ckAss project. But if you want some more video content, go to It's Stuck Sandwich Films, either on Facebook or YouTube, where you can watch shit like ECBP or Josh Cameron pre-recorded. You don't know what that is? Well, it doesn't really matter because the new episode hasn't come out in a couple years, but you can check that out as well while you're there. I'm Josh Cameron, and go fuck yourself.
Fuck yeah!
It's Duck Sandwich Films. Can you say that?
Huh?
Duck Sandwich Films. It's Duck Sandwich Films.
What?
Can you say it's Duck Sandwich Films on camera?
It's Stuck Sandwich Films.
Yeah, man. Woo!